worshipping Allah. This film is about one particular group of Kurds, the Gwndy dervishes, a mystical cult of Islam whose leader in Iran lives in the village of baywa. Baywa is overlooked by two border posts, one in Iran and the other over the valley in Iraq. Iran and Iraq have broken off diplomatic relations, and this part of Kurdistan is forbidden territory. The frontier is patrolled day and night, and even other Kurds have to get permission to visit it. On the surface, the lives of the 1,200 people who live in baywa are much the same as those of any other rural community in Iran. If you were to wander through the village, nothing would seem unusual. But what distinguishes these villages is that most of the men are dervishes, often from the time they're 8 years old. With increasing frequency, as the harvest approaches, the farmers, the shepherds, and the shopkeepers in the bazaar all join together in their own special dervish acts of faith. Most of the shopkeepers are dervishes who fled from Iraq during one or other of the political scuffles of the past 15 years. As refugees, they don't own land, so the Iranian government lets them operate baywa as a sort of duty-free area for contraband, mainly Chinese and East European goods, coming over the border from socialist Iraq. The faith of the people of baywa is not just reserved for times of ritual worship. As they go about their daily work, they are continuously preoccupied with their religion and God.
I'm a refugee. I came here from Iraq 5 years ago. I've been a dervish for many years and go to the dervish ceremonies to pray. I don't perform with skewers myself or do things like that, but dervishes do these things. They do all things that are good.
A group of dervishes from Iraq are on their way to take part in a ritual ceremony in the village, and the people of baywa go out to meet them. The political boundaries are less significant to these people than maintaining the traditions of their 700-year-old dervish cult. This man, 27-year-old Sheikh Hussein, himself a refugee, is soon to become the leader of the Qadiri dervishes in Iran. In practice, he's almost that already. He greets his brother, Sheikh Gwndy, who chose to remain in Iraq and is now a dervish leader there. When the family gets together, it's an occasion for prayers to Allah and the ritual chanting of his name. One way for Sheikh Hussein and his followers to express their faith. A farmer winnows his wheat in Iraq. In Iran, Izzat, who is 26, does exactly the same. Izzat and his family work 3 fields running down to the riverbed, which is the frontier. But as well as working this land, he gives some of his time in voluntary labor for the Sheikh.
I'm very devoted to the Sheikh. I'm one of his dervishes. If Sheikh Hussein asks me to do anything, I'll do it.
As a result of the devotion of his religious followers, Sheikh Hussein has built up considerable wealth in the 10 years he's been in Iran. Like other refugees, he can't own land, but his position enables him to rent it easily. And he's now got a tractor and a threshing machine, which he hires out, and he runs a bus service to the neighboring villages. His wealth is a direct reflection of his religious power. Islam, the Muslim religion, extends its discipline into everyday life. 5 times a day, at set hours, the men of baywa must stop work, purify themselves by washing, and perform an unvarying pattern of prayer. In principle, as Izzat prays, every Muslim throughout the world is offering up identical prayers.
This religion is right, and Islam is good. There's no difference between Muslims. All are one religion, all say prayers, all know God and fast for him. The dervishes can do things in the name of God because we have God's true religion. A dervish without faith in Islam can't eat fire or do things like that.
Night time in the village and the beginning of the dervish ceremony, the zikr. As the prayers to Allah come to an end, the followers of Sheikh Hussein begin their special repetitive chanting, through which they will work themselves into an ecstatic trance. And in this state, they will feel themselves united with God. As the dervishes reach this state of ecstasy, they can do extraordinary things, handle deadly snakes, or pass a 200-volt mains current through their bodies without apparently hurting themselves. Presiding over it all is Sheikh Hussein. His presence or that of his ailing father is essential, for it is only through them that the dervishes feel they can achieve a link with God.
The best Muslim is he who performs the most zikr. The dervish must have total faith in God. If he sets himself alight, he will not be burned. If he cuts himself into pieces, he will not die. Yes, if he's cut into pieces, it is possible to put him together again, because it all depends on a man having total faith. These practices remind us of the Prophet and are wonderful. Man must do it to satisfy God. It is pointless if it isn't for God's sake. In our order, we show our spirituality openly. Sheikh Hussein gives a man permission to take electricity, for example. If he tells a dervish to take it, he can. If he doesn't give permission and a dervish takes it, he'll be killed.
Until he dies, Sheikh Kaka Muhammad, Sheikh Hussein's father, will still be accorded the deepest devotion, and it's on his behalf and only with his consent that Sheikh Hussein presides.
من بدل غريبي قسمت واستاي كامل درونم كايلة
Not everyone performs physically at every zikr. Izat, for example, very rarely does so. But he, as much as the others, bears witness to his total faith through ecstasy in the presence of the sheikhs. Through his performance in the zikr, the dervish demonstrates to the sheikh the extent of his faith, and to himself the extent of God's protection.
Ya Allah, 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 Ya Allah.
Sheikh Kaka Muhammad is all-powerful. Because he is the spiritual descendant of the 12th century founder of the Gwndy dervish order and of the Prophet Muhammad. He is the most revered man in baywa.
Sheikh Kaka Muhammad always obeys God. He always prays, he always fasts, and he always calls God. He always recites prayers. He always reads the Quran at night and during the day. He doesn't sleep at night because of a fear of God, and he prays until morning. I have been a shepherd for 50 years. Yes, by God. I haven't any land to cultivate. I have nothing. These goats belong to other people, but I take them out to graze. To be a dervish means that you must not lie. You mustn't eat forbidden food. You mustn't look at other people's wives. You mustn't look at other people's daughters. You mustn't swear at children. You must pray. You must fast. You must give alms. You must give all you have as charity.
Izat is a peasant farmer with no wealth or family influence in the village. The only way he can gain prestige is by demonstrating his absolute sincerity as a dervish and his total devotion to the sheikh.
The sheikh wouldn't ask me to do anything wrong. He asked me to pray for God's sake, to fast, and not to harm my neighbor. But he never wants us to kill or steal or do things like that.
زور باشه بابا بدای دیگه
He asked me to obey the Islamic law. He says that stealing and killing are bad, that praying, fasting, giving alms are good. He wants good things.
خوش لدوايه كاك
باش باش
كان خمر الزيان تاتا كيش كيف بابا
توفي ما خلينا سري وش باشه يدو
باشه
وش
دول فيش
ماشي زينو كلامك محمد
زينو قريت وانا
كلامك
انا نايخي
نايخي انتو تا
اتو
ها
Sheikh Hussein asked me if I wanted to take the dervish path. I answered, yes, I'll take it. So he initiated me. Now I do everything he tells me. Rituals with sword, fire, hot spoons. I shout out loud and I call to God, and God takes away the pain of the skewer. If he didn't, I'd die. Why don't I die? If I performed with a skewer now, I would die. But Sheikh Hussein gives me permission, and he stops me feeling the pain. Even if Sheikh Hussein's small son told me to do these things, I would. Yes, I'll do anything they want. I'd cut open my stomach. I'd take my heart out.
But not all dervishes seem to have the need to express their faith in these physical terms. Burhan is a cousin of Sheikh Hussein and enjoys respect as a member of the Sheikh's family. He's one of the wealthy elite. Although he belongs to the dervish order, he does not feel any need to attend the zakats.
I'm a cultivator. After helping my father in the fields, I go home and have a stroll. Yes, I am a dervish, but I don't do things like that. We say we are dervish, we're all dervish. Sheikh Hussein says he's a dervish, but he also doesn't do things like that. No, we order others to perform. We don't act it because it's bad for us. My father doesn't really follow the dervish way either. He's a cultivator too. He says that the bread that I eat I must earn. That's better than the dervish way for me. The true dervish is like Kaka Muhammad. He is our master and greater than all of us. Compared to us, he's everything.
The fact that many of these people have fled from Iraq hasn't cut them off from their families across the border. Borhan has recently married a girl from Penjvin, about an hour's walk into Iraq. The wedding ceremony has already taken place in Penjvin, but it's a Kurdish tradition that the bride doesn't come to her husband's home until much later.
They came to our home, the bride's parents, and they told us they had a daughter who they offered to us. I didn't say anything, but I talked with my mother. My father accepted. I don't know how old she is, 15, perhaps 20. I don't go to bring the bride home. Other people go to fetch her, and I go on the roof. And when the bride goes in the house, I throw down a cock because the bride has arrived, and everyone tries to get it.
The villagers' attitude towards women is even more extreme in baywa than it is in most parts of the Muslim world. This is because of Sheikh Hussein's rigid attitude as a religious leader. He claims he couldn't even recognize the wives of his followers.
We are stricter Muslims here than where men and women dance together. We never dance with women. It isn't our custom. We are Muslims, and we are stricter about our religion than those Kurds who dance with their wives. We never see other women except our close relatives. We don't look at other people's sisters. Devout people must avoid forbidden women because sin is like dust which settles on a mirror. The heart must be clean.
This man and his son dominate the lives of the dervishes. Generally, it is the poor and less privileged people who feel the greatest need to demonstrate their religious zeal in the presence of the sheikhs. People who see no other way of gaining social status. People like Hassan, an odd-job man and builder's labourer.
يا دي قابلوش يعني يا دي تأثيرات
God of the world sent orders to the Prophet by the angel Gabriel, and they were transmitted from the Prophet to the Imam Ali, from Imam Ali to the Holy Hussein, from Hussein to Sheikh Hassan Basri, from Sheikh Hassan Basri to Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani, hand by hand up to Sayyid Ismail Valiani, Sheikh Hussein Kaznazan, Sheikh Karim Kaznazan, Sayyid Abdul Karim Kaznazan, Sheikh Gadir, Sheikh Karim, Sheikh Hussein, Sheikh Gadir, Sayyid Abdul Karim, and Sheikh Gadir, from Sheikh Gadir's hand to Sheikh Kaka Mohammed's. He is alive now.
لا شوف بابي 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 ايش بدك خويا دي بابي خور بابي
I'm only a worker. My wife is dead. Sheikh Kaka Mohammed looks after my 2 children. Anyone who isn't respectful of Sheikh Kaka Mohammed would be struck down. By God, he couldn't live in this world or any other world. During a zikr, I call out loud, Sayyid Kaka Mohammed. After calling, I pierce my stomach, and when I pull out the sword, the wound is healed, because Sheikh Kaka Mohammed gets God to help me. Sheikh Kaka Mohammed calls Holy Hussein, Holy Ali, and the Prophet. They call God, and God helps Sheikh Kaka Mohammed, so Sheikh Kaka Mohammed prevents anything happening to me. It is God's will and no one else's. In the dervish zikr, we don't expect anything from anyone except from God.
For the dervish, a practical way to serve God is to serve Sheikh Hussein. Izzat the farmer shows his devotion by collecting rocks for a mosque, which the Sheikh is building next to his house overlooking the village.
Because I know that the Sheikh works for God, I work for the Sheikh. Of course, the Sheikh has self-discipline. He doesn't eat bread or drink tea, and he has disciplined himself for God. Sheikh Hussein and his father, Sheikh Kaka Mohammed. All sheikhs can do these things, can discipline themselves for God, not eat bread, not drink water, always fast. People who do things like this for God's sake will be helped by God.
Izzat doesn't get paid for this work, yet although he's a poor man and his time is precious, he gives up a day for the Sheikh whenever he can. Like any Muslim community, Baywa already has a mosque. What Sheikh Hussein is doing is to consolidate and strengthen his position by building a much larger one for his own followers. It'll be a center for dervish ritual and a place where visiting dervishes can stay, although it will also, of course, be a place for Orthodox Muslim prayer.
Islamic law is the most essential thing in Islam. But the Gwndy way with sword, skewer and fire rituals is unique to us. And there are some things even greater than those practices. Some people, for example, can push a skewer through the top of their head until it appears from under their chin. It doesn't matter if it goes through the brain or their face. It doesn't matter. They will keep their normal sensations.
Orthodox Islam is represented by the village mosque and by its mullah. He's the Muslim equivalent of a parish priest, and he spends some of his time teaching religion and classical Iranian poetry to the children.
In our religion, God is Allah. Our prophet is Muhammad Mustafa. Our faith is the Quran. Of course, God Most High has 1,001 names, but his great name is only Allah. After you believe in God, you must believe in 124,000 prophets. Yes, we had 124,000 prophets who have gone one by one, and the Prophet Muhammad was after all of them. When the Prophet Muhammad Mustafa came, as you know, all religions before him were abolished.
ولا أقوى على نار الجحيم
The mullah does not come from baywa, and he is not a Gwndy dervish. On the whole, he is supported by those members of the village who are not followers of Sheikh Hussein.
Those who don't come here, those who go to worship with Sheikh Hussein, their loves are there. They love their master, so they go there to pray. Maybe they despise me or something else that I don't know. But they know, and their God knows. Sheikh Kaka Mohammed and Sheikh Hussein are good men. They are the Prophet's descendants. Anyone who despises the Prophet's descendants despises the Prophet. Anyone who despises the Prophet despises God. Anyone who despises God and the Prophet is not a Muslim. Thank God I haven't suffered any bad things during the 2 years I have been here. Thank God they have a clear belief in God and the Prophet. They are all dervish. Dervish means that they don't forget the wrath of God and the Prophet.
Islam, founded by the Prophet Muhammad in the 7th century, is an impersonal religion with set prayers several times a day. The Muslim philosophers who followed Muhammad, like Abdul Qadir Jilani, the founder of the Gwndy Dervish order, were searching for ways of making their religion more personal. This led to the formation of 12 main dervish sects, each with its own distinctive ritual and all breaking away from Orthodox Islam. There are the Mawlevi or whirling dervishes of Turkey, the scattered Rifai or howling dervishes, the Naqshbandi of Central Asia who engage in constant prayer, and the Gwndy. Ali, the 13-year-old shepherd boy praying outside the Sheikh's new mosque, reveals just how personal the faith of a Gwndy dervish now is.
If the mullah told me to perform with the skewers, I wouldn't. If Sheikh Hussein didn't give me permission, I wouldn't perform. If the mullah told me to perform, and if I stabbed myself with a dagger, I would die. But if Sheikh Hussein told me, I would not die, because its pain is good. Its pain is good for the body. It isn't the mullah's duty. It is in God's hands. It is in God's hands and in Sheikh Hussein's.
لا
The children who'd performed in the zekr were working as usual the next day and seemed to have suffered no ill effects. Zekrs are held several times a week, though they don't always end with such extreme exhibitions of faith. For one boy, a 10-year-old, this was the first time he had performed with the skewer. But for other boys, the zekr had already become an accepted part of the pattern of life. It is the influx of modern ideas, not pressure from Orthodox Islam and the mullah, which threatens to undermine the dervish pattern of life in Baywa. The contraband traded by the dervishes attracts sophisticated Iranians from the cities to their bazaar. State education is now compulsory, and 2 of the new school teachers are women. Military service is also compulsory, and in the army, Kurds mix with other Iranians and travel away from the influence of dervish values. Whatever happens to the Baywa dervishes, the Sheikh's religious authority will remain paramount. But he can no longer be as certain of his hereditary feudal power. There is now a village council and a village court in Baywa, over which he has no direct control. As a modern society develops around him, his influence depends upon his ability to join it, in effect, upon his capacity to survive as a successful capitalist. For 700 years, the power of the sheikhs has remained unchallenged. Their position has been an integral part of dervish life. But now, for the first time, modernization is disturbing the whole structure of Kurdish society. As early as the 12th century, before the founding of the Gwndy dervish order, the great mystic Al-Ghazali wrote, "Let a man know that the advantage he gains from the error of his sheikh, if he should err, is greater than the advantage he gains from his own rightness, if he should be right." In the village of Baywa, where wheat is still winnowed by hand and shepherds are still paid in bread, This philosophy retains its meaning.
The Sheikh does everything for God's sake, and therefore God, for Sheikh Hussein's sake, forgives us. When we die, God can forgive our sins for Sheikh Kaka Mohammed's sake. I think it's for death that we do it. When we are dead, God, if we are not good, burns us in the fire. If we do good and say our prayers, we go to heaven. We think about God and nothing else.